County. So.
All right, stepping outside, we're going to take a live look now over Fort Smith, east side of town there from our Mercy Hospital iCam. After last week, we were expecting some ice sleet mix stuff. Thankfully, that ain't going to happen this weekend or this week.
It's not going to be widespread. I think that's the key takeaway. It's not going to be widespread icing. Most of us, our temperatures are going to be just above that freezing line. That's some good news for us, right? With that said, there still could be some isolated slick spots out there. Let's dive right into it. Here's what we've got moving into the area. Scattered showers right now, but if you look over the last hour, more and more of those showers are filling in. Got a heavy rain, even a little bit of sleet in parts of Scott County. Doppler radar detecting perhaps a couple of sleet pellets in northern Madison County, just to the north of Huntsville. But look at those temperatures in Huntsville. It's 42, right? So nothing's going to start sticking out there. Overnight tonight, we'll have to watch for a few of those spots to maybe drop below freezing. In the River Valley, we're expecting a nice, steady, cold rain by later this evening. That'll continue into the overnight and evening hours. There's a little bit of thunder sleep perhaps happening right now in eastern Scott County. Wouldn't be surprised at all if that's not taking place. Here's Futurecast. This is going to be 8 o'clock tonight. Notice how more widespread those precipitation chances become. And then you'll look for some of these pinks here. That tells us that's where we could see a little bit of a mix. We're really looking in those higher elevations of the Ozarks, parts of Madison, Carroll, even into eastern Benton County. This is 2 a.m. overnight tonight. Some of the rain very well could be heavy at times. And by tomorrow, things are going to be waning. They're going to be tapering off. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. Not going to say tomorrow is entirely dry. It looks like we very well could see some additional scattered showers the middle part of the day. But by tomorrow evening, we're going to get a bit of a break before round number 2 starts to move into the area. That's set to move in by early Wednesday. This is 6:30 Wednesday morning. Yet again, we're looking for this transition zone. The latest data coming in, maybe our temperatures are 2-ish, 3-ish degrees above freezing, which would avoid widespread impacts. That's the good news. Unfortunately, on our mountaintops, where we have a little bit of terrain, we very well could drop below that freezing mark. In the River Valley, I'm not too concerned at this point with additional freezing on Wednesday. In fact, I've dropped your weather impact alert for Wednesday. A cold rain, nonetheless. We'll definitely want the rain gear. Definitely going to want to dress warm out there. This is Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock. A lot of it's pushed off towards the east. We'll watch for some wraparound snow showers on the backside of that system. Minimal accumulations, if any at all. In terms of tonight's overnight freezing potential, I think we could see up to about a 1/10 of an inch of ice develop as a result of freezing rain in parts of Carroll, Madison, and far eastern Benton County. Meanwhile, a thin glaze is possible, but generally speaking, little to no impacts at all. What do those numbers actually mean? What's the context here? Well, at this point, we're in the nuisance category. Couple of slick spots, some light icing on trees, hardly enough to even really notice. It's once you get a 1/4 of an inch, upwards of a 1/2 inch, you start to see power outages. So while I can't entirely rule it out, right, I don't think we're going to be looking at an impactful system here. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect for Carroll, Madison, northern Johnson counties. It's possible we have to add northern Franklin, parts of Benton or Washington. We'll see what the Weather Service decides. We're watching temperatures really closely to see if it's necessary, but right now, really doesn't appear to be so. If you're in Ozone, Oart, Clifty, Huntsville, Hinesville, Witter, yeah, you certainly want to be mindful of that overnight into tomorrow morning. Wednesday's risk looks like this. I think a lot of us dealing with a cold rain, but if there is to be a mix, it would be in those same northwest Arkansas counties. We'll continue with your weather impact alert Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at those overnight low temperatures. We're just really right on the line, and that's where we still have some concerns. Hopefully, we can stay right there at 33 degrees, maybe 34, and we can avoid any type of frozen precipitation entirely. That's a possibility, but it's also possible that our mountaintops, our higher elevations, may drop to 32 or below, and that's the concern. Now, by Thursday, it gets cold. In fact, Thursday morning, temperatures around 16 degrees, wind chill values in northwest Arkansas in the single digits. By Friday and Saturday, we're warming up, but it looks like we'll get another wave of rain to move into the area Saturday. That chance now 40%. And then we start to cool off going into the second half of the weekend. So it's going to be wet the next couple of days. We'll watch really closely tonight into the overnight for any icing, but I'll tell you, it's likely going to be isolated. It's going to happen somewhere, I'm pretty sure, especially where we have elevation. I think we can lock that in. But even then, in those places, it doesn't appear to be an amount that would cause us too many issues. A little bit of a nuisance, and that's likely about it.
Thunder sleep.
That
sounds fun.
Yeah,
it's
pretty neat. Yeah, there's just I would love to as well. I think I've heard it once, but it's a neat little thing. You don't want sleet. You don't want too much sleet, especially.
Right.
But thunder sleet, I think that very well could be ongoing in parts of Scott County.